Good morning, MA. Welcome to our second session on flex time. Tuesday, you learn what flex time was and what it can do for you. In today's activity, we will consider how can students make the best use of flex time and decide where to go. We will look at two students' grades and offer some suggestions to improve their academic life. When looking at student one's result, it is clear that the student should start by going to the teacher where he or she is struggling the most. In this case, English 2, where he or she received only 50%, which is not a passing grade. Unlike student 1, student 2 has excellent grades, mostly A's and B's, but that doesn't mean that he or she cannot benefit from visiting one of his or her teachers during flex time. Now we will look at where those students should go during this flex time period. Possible suggestions for student 1. We have already established that the student should visit the English 2 teacher. Now, we don't know exactly why the students receive 50%. It's possible that it's due to many absences and missing work. In that case, asking the teacher if the student would receive partial credit for making up missing assignment would help, not only for the credit, but also as the student will be reviewing major concepts that have been covered in class. Going over test corrections is also a good way to strengthen the skills that are necessary to pass the class. And getting all the support the student can from the teacher will certainly help. If there are some big tests or projects or essays coming up, it is always a good idea to go see the teacher to find out what he or she can do to be ready for the test. Or if not necessarily speaking to the teacher, it's also a very good idea to create a study group maybe and work with some of the classmates. Outside of flex time, the student can also go to office hours to talk to the teacher or go to Students for Success to get help. What does student 2 do with his flex time period? Well, the student has really good grades, indeed, A's and B's. So maybe the student would want to get some input from the English teacher to improve his or her writing skills, for example, or maybe make up a missing assignment or do test correction, which is always very useful. The students may also want to meet some of his classmates in his geometry class to get ready for the upcoming test in geometry. In general, the flex time can be a very good way to make up work so you don't have to give up your lunch or come before or after school. So even if you don't need help, this is really the best way for you to make up your test or missing work. So now it is your turn. Where should students 1 and 2 go during flex time? Individually, you're going to be looking now at both students' grades, which I will be presenting shortly. Think about it and write some notes about what appear to be these students' academic strengths and weaknesses. For each low grade, you may want to consider why might the students' grades be low in their class. What are the possible reasons? Is it missing? Is it not understanding? Is it just not doing the homework? For each low grade, consider what steps could these students take to improve in the class. After you're done with that, you will be joining a group of 2 or 3 students and then ask each person in your group to share one observation about this scenario. Then you are going to make a plan for each student. Write down where these students should sign up to go during flex time for the next few weeks. Maybe write 1 to 2 sentences explaining each choice. And then please be ready to present your scenario to the class. So I will now present the student 1 and 2 grades that you will be looking at and reflecting upon. Please, teachers, pause on this video. This way you can allow some time for students to think and write, and then you can get together as a class. Thank you very much.